And I kind of nudged her. Well, then doing that, she kind of loosened up and was talking to me a little. When we got to the hygiene section, she had let me know that she had never had her own toothbrush. She had always shared it with her siblings, never had a hairbrush. And it was very hard, very difficult to get her to pick things out for herself. She was worried about her siblings. So I knew she had been mom for Lord knows how long.
Yeah.
So that was the defining moment that I knew what we were doing was very important.
Welcome to the Power Hour, the official podcast of Henry County REMC. Our cooperative proudly brings reliable, safe electricity to Henry and parts of Fayette, Rush, Hancock, Delaware, Madison, Randolph, and Wayne counties. We're more than just an electric co-op. We're a community-driven force, powered by the people we serve. People like you. Welcome back to the Power Hour with Henry County REMC. I'm so excited you've tuned in. For the first time on our podcast, we are going to talk with a local organization that has fairly recently received an Operation Roundup grant. And we are excited to talk with some of these great organizations who are so impactful in our community moving forward from here. And today I have Tracy Walters, who is the Executive Director of Turn Away No Longer. I appreciate you coming by and taking the time to join us today and talk about Turn Away No Longer.
Well, thank you for having me.
Let's go ahead and get started. And first, can you just tell me and tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and your background and what brought you to Turn Away No Longer?
Oh, gosh. I never talk about myself. So that's... I founded Turn Away No Longer in October of 2020. It was out of the sheer moment. Well, we started in the big C time frame, the pandemic that we had. Out of it, just laid it on our heart that my husband and I need to be doing something other than binge watching Netflix. Being stuck at home. And we knew our background. My husband was raised by his grandmother. She raised 9 kids plus him, so he was number 10. My grandparents raised me. So we knew that kids needed help. And we're from Madison County. And there were over 900 kids in Madison County in foster care in October of 2020.
That is, seems like such an extraordinary, a massive number, 900 kids in one.
It is. It is. And that blew me away, knowing that number, right? And it's like, wow, that's 900 kids coming into a care with nothing. But what they're wearing, that's 95% come with nothing. They either don't have it, or they're pulled from school, or wherever they're at, and they don't get to go home and get their things. So how can we help them in that moment? And let them know that they are loved and people do see them. They're not forgotten. Without a trash bag. Because I don't know if you're familiar with the term trash bag kids and all that. That's a thing. Kids have been given trash bags since the early 1900s to gather their things and go to a children's home or whatever. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Such a sad mental image that brings to mind to think about that unfolding that way.
Yeah. So we were on social media and like everyone else at that time on Facebook and scrolling, and I kept seeing, I don't know why all of a sudden I started seeing trauma posts from 56-year-old individuals that were like, I can even take the trash out without thinking about that trash bag. And so we just prayed about it and prayed about it and prayed about it. And I woke up one morning and said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make swag packs. We didn't call them swag packs then. I just said, we're going to fill a bag with everything that they need. And we created the swag pack program and started a nonprofit.
Wow. So it started with the swag.
Yeah.
Tracy, can you kind of paint us a picture other than what you've described with the trash bags, gathering their belongings? Can you paint a picture of what kids in these situations are experiencing when they first enter foster care, enter the foster system?
Oh, wow. I'd say it depends on the child, depends on the age and the situation, what they're being removed from. Most of the time when they are removed and Department of Child Services has not secured placement, they have to go back to an office. Statistics show that that removal process, being stuck in an office for sometimes days, having to sleep on the floor, not knowing why they're there, why they can't go home, is more traumatic than what they've came from. Because that's what they knew, right? No matter what they've been through, abuse, neglect, um, it's still the parents.
Mhm.
That's all they know. That's the way of life. So to be destructed from that is very traumatic. It's been my experience that it can go really, really bad or pretty calm. So we have a TANL house. So we've had kids kicking and screaming and slamming doors and screaming and yelling and crying, um, to happy-go-lucky and they don't wanna leave.
Right.
And none of them wanna leave really, but, and usually when they show up, kicking, screaming, crying, mad, angry, they don't leave that way. They're pretty calm by the time they leave, so
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Absolutely. Can you share a specific story or example that really illustrates the impact of this? I'm sure you probably have many. No names, that stays with you.
Well, we have Katie's Boutique, which is it's our foster closet. It's not really a closet. It looks like a boutique. Just a real shopping experience for the kids. When we first opened we opened that in August of 2021. So that was our second program that we started. It was probably about 3 months after we opened. And she stays with me, to this day. I think about her almost probably daily, at least once a day, I think about her. A 14-year-old girl came in with her siblings and her foster mom to shop, and she kinda hid in the corner a little bit and just kinda stood around and didn't really shop, and the other kids were excited, they were younger. So I walked over to her and I'm like, "Hey, I noticed you're wearing a black hoodie. If the girls section doesn't appeal to you, we can go over to the boys and we can pick out hoodies. You don't have to shop over here." And I kind of nudged her. Well, then doing that, she kind of loosened up and was talking to me a little. When we got to the hygiene section, she had let me know that she had never had her own toothbrush. She had always shared it with her siblings. Never had a hairbrush. And it was very hard, very difficult to get her to pick things out for herself. She was worried about her siblings. So I knew she had been mom for Lord knows how long.
Yeah.
Um, so that was the defining moment that I knew what we were doing was very important.
How amazing that you have created this organization that is able to help. So let's talk about all that you do offer, because you've mentioned the swag packs and you've talked about Katie's Boutique. So take me through everything that Turn Away No Longer offers these kids, and how you went through that and developed the idea and what was added on when. Kind of, can you take me through that a little bit?
Yeah, so the swag packs, when we decided we were gonna do something in Anderson in Madison County, we had an event downtown Anderson just to kind of let the community know, "Hey, we're doing this. This is who we are." Homeland Security came, State Board of Prisons came, and they all did a little spiel about what they do, and US Marshals came, and that's really when I was talking to the US Marshals about they're the ones that go looking for missing kids, right? So, they were talking about how kids were when they find 10, 20 kids in a house that have been abducted, and they have to take them to DCS or the police station, they don't have anything.
Mhm.
So that's really how the swag pack came about after we prayed about it and prayed about it, and it was like, yep, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure these kids have something when they come into foster care. So it's just a cool name for a backpack that's full. We make them preemie to 18. They get a pair of pajamas, socks, underwear, age-specific hygiene pack, their own hairbrush, their own toothbrush, a stuffed animal, a blanket, activities to do while they're waiting in an office, and a note card that anyone could write that just lets the child know that things will be better.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So that's what we do right now. We do those in several counties. Henry County is one of them. Department of Child Services actually just placed an order, so I've got to work on those. But yeah, so eventually we'll be in all 92 counties, but it's a slow process.
Yes.
And then Katie's Boutique, like I said, we serve all of Indiana. I have kids come from all over Indiana to shop there twice a year for free. Everything's completely free. Um, and then we have the TANL House that came third.
Tell me more about the TANL House.
Yeah, so that came out of, we always knew from the beginning, I think, that our vision was there's no children's home. There's nowhere for kids to go anymore. If they can't be placed, what's happening? Where are the kids going? They can't sit in the office forever. So we wanted to create a safe space that caseworkers could bring kids so they can be a kid, right? And not focus on all the trauma and drama that's going on in their lives and their parents' lives or their caretakers' lives. And just be a kid and not be in an office. That's scary, just being taken back to an office. So now they come to the house. We have a house in Madison County. All surrounding counties are eligible to use the house if they choose to. We opened we had our ribbon cutting March 14th of 2025. So we can house 12 kids at a time, up to 72 hours. So caseworkers have to stay on site, but we do have volunteers that come and help make sure the kids are getting fed and bathed, or they know where everything is. All the closets are set up with clothes and shoes and hygiene, so they have everything there that they need. And they can just watch TV or sleep in a warm bed, take a shower, eat, until they find placement. Just be a kid. It was a goal to ease their transition. And it's helpful for foster homes too. If you're a foster parent and you got a 14-year-old kid or 15-year-old kid coming at you that's angry because they just got pulled away from all they know and put in your house and they don't know you. That's hard. But if you have a child coming to you that's calm because they just came to the townhouse and they know that someone cared enough about them to treat them with respect and they felt safe, and now they're able to transition into that next phase with less anger.
Yeah.
So yeah,
what a wonderful resource. And you have
Henry County. Yeah, I keep saying if and when we expand, Henry County's next. I would love to have something central to also serve Wayne County. Wayne County has brought a child to the house before. They've drove all that way to utilize the house. So that tells me that it's needed here, so just praying about that and the right house will come along. And
yeah, absolutely. Tracy, how many volunteers help run your organization?
Oh gosh. I probably have 5 everyday volunteers. As far as working at Katie's, our warehouse, back end part of Katie's. The Tanner houses are on-call basis. We probably have about 12 volunteers that are on our on-call list. So I never know when children are going to come. So I have a list that I go down, and when DCS calls me and says, hey, we're bringing kids, then I start looking for volunteers until I can find. I keep calling, and if they're all busy or on vacation or sick, then I can't find any, then I'll go.
So fairly recently, Turn Away No Longer received an Operation Roundup grant.
Yes.
Can you share what those funds were used for? In case there's anyone listening who doesn't know, Operation Roundup is a program where our members can choose to round up their monthly bills to the next dollar. All of that change goes into a fund, and that is a fund that facilitates the Operation Roundup grant program. We have a separate board of directors of 5 members who meet 4 times a year, look at those applications, and determine who is going to receive a grant and what that amount will be. So that's how that works. I do encourage you, if you haven't opted into the program, to please sign up for Operation Roundup. The impact is really huge. And Tracy, can you share how those funds helped you? And then also let's get into what TANL's needs are and how people can help.
Sure. Yeah, that was a blessing and unexpected. I really didn't think we would get chosen for that, but we did. And we use that for tennis shoes, to buy shoes for kids at the TANL house that were coming. From March to December, we had 163 kids come through the door. So we're at about 240 right now in a year, a full year. So those funds really helped us fill those gaps where we needed them with tennis shoes. They're expensive. Tennis shoes are expensive. And that's one thing that we don't get an abundance of. Certain sizes. Men's tennis shoes are very, very expensive. So that helped purchase shoes for them, for the teen boys. And yeah, very good. Yeah, thank you.
And how can people help? Whether you donate, volunteer, what do your needs look like? Of course, money.
Yeah, we are always accepting donations. Very, very gently used clothing. We keep toys, shoes, anything a child will want or need. Basically, we try to keep on hand for them. So we're always accepting donations of items. You can go on our website at TANL.org and become a monthly $10 a month donor. And that helps as well. For any amount. Yeah. Yeah, we call it TANL, 10 for TANL. Yeah, there's a link on there that you can just choose to sign up for that. Volunteer. We're always in need of volunteers. And we can't expand without volunteers. So the more volunteers that we can get, the quicker we can expand into another county. So into Henry County.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that need is so great.
Yeah.
Of course, we would love it if that wasn't the case. Thank goodness for what you have created, because it's obvious that the impact is huge, enormous.
Yeah.
And it's sad to hear those stories, but reassuring to know that there are people helping and working hard to try to help alleviate some of those awful situations.
Yeah, it's amazing. We've been totally blessed by our communities, all communities. We're community ran, so just so everyone knows that we don't receive federal or state funding. So all of our programs are ran by the community members that donate to us, volunteer to us, help out at events. We do a lot of fundraising, things like that. So that's how we keep going. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think we've covered just about everything I've wanted to touch upon.
Okay, great.
Is there anything else you would want to say or want people to know about TANL before we wrap up?
Just if you are inclined to help, you can always reach out to us, like I said, through our website at TANL.org. We have a Facebook page, Turn Away No Longer Inc., I think. Or you can always call our office at 765-393-0420.
Tracy, thank you so much for coming in today. I'm really happy and pleased to share with the members more details about your wonderful organization.
Thank you for coming alongside us.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
And now it's time for this month's REMC wrap-up. Our annual Meet the Candidates event is coming up on Thursday, May 21st from 4 to 7 here at Henry County REMC. This is a chance to meet with your board of directors, visit some fun and informational booths, win door prizes, enjoy a free hot dog meal, and take home a special gift. We will have some awesome activities for the kids, like face painting, a bounce house, and a kids' bike giveaway. And we have a very special addition this year in honor of our 90th anniversary as a cooperative. We're having an Electric Evolution art contest for local youth ages 12 to 18. We're asking young artists to submit a piece of art inspired by our anniversary theme, Honoring the Past, Powering the Future. All artwork will be on display at the Electric Evolution Art exhibit at the Meet the Candidates event. Cash prizes will be awarded for the top 3 entries, and winners will be announced at Meet the Candidates. For all the details, visit hcremc.com. You'll see a link to the contest right there on the homepage. Applications have opened for our 2026 Summer Cooperative Camp. This week-long camp takes place the last week of June and introduces high school-age students to the many career paths available in the cooperative and utility sectors. The kids will have the opportunity to gain hands-on experience working alongside co-op employees and industry professionals while exploring real-world skills that can lead to rewarding careers. Visit our webpage and click on Summer Cooperative Camp to learn more and apply. And that wraps up this episode of the podcast. Thanks for joining us for the Power Hour with Henry County REMC, where we don't just provide power, we empower.